or what's your format there, Patty?
Yeah. I usually give it till 3:05 or 1:05 y'all's time. I get 5 minutes, let a few people pop in.
Okay.
But we can kind of just have it open as always. So since we got Misty, well, both of you, I know both of you use video in Facebook. I know Misty does TikTok. Do you guys want to share anything with maybe anything you're doing new or kind of your go-tos with video and real estate, whether it be some stuff you're having success with or want to, or struggles, anything along those lines?
To me, this is like the most important class ever, because this is where you get all your business. I don't understand. This thing should be packed. I mean, you know what I mean? This is where every successful realtor, like in California, is doing social media, something creative. So I don't know. I mean, there's so much to learn about it, but Patrick and I were talking about CapCut. So I've been using CapCut to like create the videos. I love it.
Tell me about CapCut.
So CapCut is, you just download it from your apps, and you can just bring in, like, say you make just a video, you do a normal video of you talking, right? You can just start adding and it brings it all together. And you know, like a minute format, and then you can just upload one thing instead of a bunch of little things, if that makes sense.
So for instance, Wes is starting on a flip, and whenever he goes, he's really sporadic about taking pictures. I'm always like, people love watching the transformation of his flips, right? So so if Wes were to go and take a short video of it in the beginning, couple in the middle, and then the end, you could upload those into CapCut and it would merge it all together.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean,
is that what you've been doing?
I just learned how to do CapCut, and Trevor Frey, I was telling Patrick on our last thing, told me, he's like, Misty, use CapCut. And it's all, you know, a lot of TikTok people use it, but it's good for our business. You know what I mean? Because it merges everything together. And
yeah,
it's just easier.
And Christine, you have something you use, a different option than CapCut, right? Is it InDesign?
Yeah, it sounds like it's the same thing though. It's called Splice, SPLICE. Yeah. I heard about it through somebody on Instagram that I follow. But I think it's the same thing. Basically, you can do pictures and videos in combination, and it'll put all together and make one video for you. You can cut pieces, you can speed up or slow down some of the video frames, and then add music or even voiceovers. So it's basically an editing software, but it's really easy to use.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I use CapCut. I've heard of that one. There's a few of them out there, but I would say generally, most people I meet when they're using one of the CapCut is a popular one. I've heard of Splice too. So yeah, I think whatever you find, it's not like you should use one versus the other. It's, you know, whatever works best for you. And if you find one that works, no need to really adjust it, in my opinion. So, but those are good resources. Yeah, those are great to edit videos, combine video, create videos essentially from your phone. What's up, Neil? What's up, Suzanne? Welcome to the party. Good to see you. We're gonna kick it off, but we were just kind of had it open for a bit, or we're waiting for people to log in, talking about what people are using to create videos. Obviously your camera, but to work with them after and edit them or adjust them. So Misty uses CapCut, which I use, and Christine uses Splice. Do either of you guys use anything for videos or have any resources you recommend?
So
No.
Mine I don't recommend because it's very involved. I just use I when I'm making videos. But I feel like, you know, when you start on something and you're comfortable with it and you know where everything's at, it's not hard to do. Then they come out with another app and there's a little bit of a learning curve, but in the long run, it is, you know, makes it easier. It's kind of like, you know, you should really teach your kids how to fold towels, but they're kind of a mess in the beginning. But if you take the time to get through that little bit of a mess, then you've got a very efficient program, right? So
well said. Nice. Awesome, awesome. Well, we got a good little turnout. What's up, Melissa? Welcome as well. So awesome. Well, this training, we're going to be looking at how to work with video in real estate, in social media, also just whether it be with text, email, how you can implement or repurpose it in different ways. So we'll look at that. We'll look at the kind of, we'll start with the best settings, what I recommend before you ever shoot video, what you might want to do or practice to prepare and set yourself up for success. And then what type of content we can create and where we can utilize those, and then just kind of keep it open. So before I kick it off, does anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask or address before I jump in? Are we all good to go? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Sweet. So I am very particular about this thing, which is setting up your camera correctly. I take way too many videos and photos traveling, and I have so many in the past that I won't even use or want to look at again because the quality is pretty bad. So does anybody know, I don't know, I'm sure, because you guys probably haven't taken a lot of, anybody who's traveled with me and taken video knows my #1 camera rule, but would anybody guess what is the first thing I do before I ever shoot a video? If I'm at the spot, I know what I want to shoot, I pull out my phone. Does anybody know what I'm going to do before I ever hit record?
Clean the lens.
Boom, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I was gonna say, make sure your pants are on.
Yeah, well, if you're not on Zoom, yeah.
Make sure your pillows are in order.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so once I'm dressed and prepared and I'm presentable for camera, yeah, so, but clean your lens. Yeah, that's where you end up with photos and videos that are all blown out. It looks like the sun is shining right in. It's all cloudy looking. It's the worst when you get a good shot, a good piece of footage, and then you look back on it and it looks just absolutely horrible. So clean your lens, numero uno. I'm always doing that. And then setting up your camera. So I have myself on here as can you stop sharing real quick, Ginamarie?
Yeah, I didn't know you.
It's all good. So I will share my screen here. And then I'm going to show you on the iPhone how I set up my camera. So going over to settings in the iPhone, and then I'm scrolling down. It's pretty far down where you find camera, right there towards the middle under photos, hit camera. And then I always have mine set up. Here at the top is your default settings. So that means anytime you open your camera app, this is what it will open up to. So I have my video for 1080 at 60 frames per second. The reason I do that, most of my video is shot traveling, like moving. I'm in cars, I'm walking around, I'm hiking, I'm moving. So I want to have more frames so it's smoother. And the meaning is if I was at 30 frames per second and I'm moving, it's very choppy. It's where you get little breaks in the video. It's not smooth. It's very choppy, but 60 frames will keep it very smooth if you're moving. If you're just talking on camera, looking at it in the car, 30 frames per second is totally fine, or 24. It's totally up to you. The higher frames you go and the higher resolution, the more storage you're taking up. So I used to shoot at 4K and then I blew out my storage. And let me explain it really simple terms. You don't need to shoot at 4K unless you're cropping your videos, unless you're zooming in on your videos and trying to zoom, like change the perspective, the aspect ratio. You don't need 4K. 1080 is going to be 100% fine if you're just using that video. But if you're shooting video and you want to zoom in and then use that particular part, it will be clearer if you're shooting at 4K. So I recommend 1080 at 30 or 1080 at 60 FPS to save your space. And again, depending if you're moving or not, you'll want higher frames per second for smoother. When you open the camera app, you can also adjust it within the camera app. So if I open this up, you'll see that if I go to video, whoa, oh, I can't actually see video because I'm sharing screen. Damn it. All right. Well, normally at the top left, you'll see it will show you, I kind of want to show this, but I can't. Let me see how I can change this. Hold on. So
Hold up, you're on
yeah.
Tinder?
What's that? Did you see my Tinder app? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm on Tinder.
Sorry, you know you can't bring me into these meetings.
No, of course I am. I'm single traveling abroad. All
Hey, but
right,
just
so-
for in your defense, Patrick, Misty saw that right out of the get-go. Tinder.
yeah, it takes, you better have that app if you recognize it like that, right?
He recognized it right away.
That is hilarious. All right, cool. Now I got my video up. So on my phone, if you could see it.
No, your screen there.
All right, let me stop this blur. So sorry about this, guys. Let me chill the blur. Okay, cool. So on my screen, up at this corner over here, you'll see it says 4K 24. You can tap that and it will change, if I can hit it, to HD. I can change it from 30 frames to 60 frames. So you can do that within the camera app too, while you're shooting. So you don't have to go to your settings every time and change it for that particular video, if that makes sense. That was really the main settings I use. Just making sure you clean your screen and get your frames per second and your resolution set up correctly. Does that make sense, Misty? Do you see how you can do that? Cool. And when you change that, awesome. If you close the app and then open it back up later, it will go back to whatever your default settings are. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Does anybody have any questions, or does anybody do anything else different when they set up their camera or shoot video or pictures? No? All right, sweet. Awesome.
I was going to say you want to make sure you have good lighting
Yeah, definitely. And I mean,
if you can control it.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was just going to say. You can't always control that stuff. It's tough, especially as a realtor showing houses if they don't have electricity or whatever. The lighting's just terrible. But obviously, the better your lighting is, the better the shot is going to be, and the more engaging.
So I'll share with you. This is a little device that I got that I put for my meetings, and you can put it on your phone. Turn it off so it doesn't blind you. And it clips on your phone, and you can see the difference in the lighting with or without it. If you're just doing like, you know, your thing. Misty, I know a lot of times you like the garage light, right? Doesn't make the best background, but it makes amazing light, right?
Yeah, where'd you get that? I love it.
I got it. I'll send you the information. It's I bought it on Amazon. It was like, I don't know, under 20 bucks.
That is super cool.
And then you just, you know, you charge it. And then I just use it so that I have, even though I've got tons of light in this room, it does make a big difference.
No, lighting's everything in angles. Your angles and your lighting, that's like.
If you could share the link to that, Ginamarie, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. Maybe I could give it to Patrick to put in this for future too.
Yeah, perfect. I just noted that, so we'll add that. We'll kind of share all these resources after the apps, lights, tricks we're using, etc. That's badass. Awesome. Good, great share. So yeah, lighting, great. Anything you can control, obviously, is going to make it better. But I also want to say, like, depending on the content you're shooting, try not to overthink it. You could spend forever trying to get everything perfect. Audio, lighting, how you look on camera, how you sound, how you feel, etc. You go into editing, colors, all this stuff. But like the idea, I want to be sure not to I want to keep, the idea is just starting somewhere. You don't need to be perfect at all. It's just starting. Even if you're shooting video and you're not using it, you're getting more comfortable, whether it be like, I know when I started travel, like last year and a half, when I started traveling again, I was shooting video, walking through Puerto Vallarta. I feel all weird the first week, like talking to the camera in front of people. And then after a while, like I started really like enjoying it. I was doing my own thing off on my own little world, and it wasn't like embarrassing to me, but, I just got better at it, like talking to the camera, not being all weird or acting all weird and uncomfortable on the camera. But that just took time and being uncomfortable for a while in it. But again, just the idea is just to start with something. And like the cool thing with these things, especially if you're using it for social media, like it goes away. Even if it's on your wall, like nobody's scrolling years and years on your wall to see what you've been doing. So like you post a video in stories, it's gone in 24 hours, or if you decide to delete it sooner. So you're constantly having chances to redo it and to improve it and to repost. So I wouldn't think don't try to overthink it or be a perfectionist in this. Awesome. So obviously we have a lot of different ways we can use video. Ideally, I think with all things in real estate, when you're creating some content, whether it be digital, like a video, or if you're creating an email or whatever it may be, a flyer, anything you're creating, ideally, like we'd love to repurpose it the most we can, get the most we can out of anything we do. So in social media, obviously that's very doable by posting it on different channels, different platforms. You can also like use this stuff via, I mean, if let's say, for example, you're shooting a video of a house tour, you can put that on social media, obviously. You can also shoot that to clients or leads you have in that area. Hey, was just checking out this property, and maybe you just clip a little bit of it. So it's not like, hey, Facebook friends, and then you send it to your lead, but you're clipping a little bit out of it where it's not specific to anyone in particular. It can be used for many of your different leads. So repurposing stuff, I would try to always be thinking of that. Like, okay, I'm at this house. This lead just ghosted me. Damn it. Okay, what can I get out of this? I can go home and be pissed off at Zillow and complain about how shitty leads are, or I can figure out a way to get the most out of this little
Show the
opportunity.
house to everybody anyway.
Yeah, I'm already here.
Now you didn't just show it to your Zillow lead. Put it on there. Hey, this is a house. You know, who knows who could, shout back on that, right?
And you could do whatever you want with it. Like you could also like kind of have fun complaining about, like, you could try to educate your leads. Like, hey, so I just showed up to show this house, but I'm alone. Part of the deal being a realtor. If you are a potential buyer, like, just a heads up, we know plans change, but if you could let us know, then we'll be able to change ours too. Something like that. I don't know. You could have fun with it. Like, you can also do shit on video that isn't what you intended. Like if you're going to make a video and you stutter, like, should I retake that cut? Nah, let's just continue on. Like, whatever. You can like act like you can be very raw and real in it. Then I think it makes it easier and it makes it a little more fun and less pressure than worrying about, okay, I got to say all this and look perfect and show the bright open living room, blah, blah, blah. Like the overthinking. Just be yourself, be raw. People love that. I think me and Christine were talking about that the other, like, people love just the rawness. I think people prefer a raw, like very real video over a super professional. If you're walking through the house, like you have a camera crew following you and everything's perfect. Like once in a while, if you have an intro video or something really part of a big listing presentation, that might be nice. But other than that,
there was a study done where they took images of models and video, and they set people and watched these perfect people walk through and do a simple act and walk out, and then they had footage of a model spilling the coffee or tripping. And when they did the survey afterwards and they judged who liked which ones better, they didn't like the perfect ones coming in and doing what they wanted to do and go out. It really creates likability. That's why I have such a big following. No.
But it is, that's so true.
I mean, it's, I've got like 5,000 friends on I'm maxed out with friends on my Facebook. And I know it's from just being stupid most of the time, but that's not what we're trying to do here. But but what I'm saying is, don't, it's proven, don't worry about that.
Yeah, people can't relate to perfection. So if you're perfect, nobody can relate to you at all. And we all, like, I don't know anybody who was right out of the womb just fucking making cameras like a stud out of the bat. Like, it's a learning curve. It's uncomfortable, especially like depending where you do it, in public, in person, etc. So if you got to start in your car or wherever, in your bathroom, wherever it is, just do it. Just get started. You don't need to like start going Facebook Live and needing everybody to see it right away. Like, just start with something, little practices here and there. So cool. That's kind of the idea of like settings, getting set up, and kind of ideas on how you can do it. Now for content, I know some of you are already using this stuff, so I'd love to open it up and hear what type of content, like if you have a little bucket of themes or topic or types of content you regularly create or like to make, or what you're having success with. Open to anybody or nobody.
Misty does
I'll
a good
talk.
job with that.
I will say that I get the most interaction and feedback from when I'm asking them, like, guess the price or guess what city I'm in. And I do some sort of poll or something like that where it's a quick interaction. Those ones I tend to get a lot of response on.
Love it. Yep, that's one of the
I
greatest
love
ways
that.
to
You know, and
engage.
that is something that you could make kind of a niche that you do, that you're every time you go in or every time you see a house to ask that question. Misty goes, you know, if you're looking to buy or sell, come, well, you know, give Misty a call or whatever. You know, she has her little tagline she says all the time, consistently, just like we know themes and jingles. It's good for us to hear repetition, and people trust repetition too when they see something over and over and over again.
Yeah, I know. I recognize when I go on social media, when I see like, this is what $6.99 gets you for in Brentwood, as Misty's little kind of her story tag.
Mhm.
And I think Christine start using that too. Misty, you had your hand up before Melissa spoke. What's up?
I was just gonna say, utilize what even our title recs send us. Like I did that today. You know, if you don't have anything for the day to like, that you're not thinking of to put out there. Today I was like on my way to go get gas and I pulled over, made a quick video of myself, and then added what Melanie and Candace said it, you know, sent us for Brentwood stats. It's right there. You don't have to do anything, just add it. You know what I mean? So we have all these people giving us this stuff, all their hard work we can utilize, you know. So
Well said. No, but like both those are great shares. Melissa like nailed it. Polls and questions are like the #1 way to get engagement on social media. And then when you get engagement, you get more exposure. So the algorithms, like if people ask a question or they hit like or whatever, it's gonna move the strength of your video, your content higher. So more people will see it. The more people that engage, it keeps multiplying. And also, so a very big important part when you get engagement is to engage back. Because if you're getting a bunch of comments, but you're not commenting back, then it will have the reverse effect. So you want to be careful with these. All these things have little kind of tricks and games to them, and the algorithms are always evolving too. So you kind of have to, like, it's nearly a full-time job just to stay up to speed with all that stuff. But yeah, you want to stay, if they're engage back, that will help. And then, yeah, like there are so many ideas. Anytime you get a question from a lead, that could be a piece of content. Like anytime a lead asks you a question, anytime you hit a hurdle in a transaction, that could be a piece of content. If you're ever really struggling for content, you just go over to my new favorite friend, ChatGPT.
Yes.
And you literally just type this in, give me 10 social media content ideas for a realtor. And within 10 seconds, it typed out this.
Boom.
And so before and afters, property tours, client testimonials, local insights, market trends, FAQs. This is like all the questions and any questions anybody asks. Home staging tips, behind the scenes. You could change this. I could say, like, give me 10 funny ideas, or rewrite this in comedy, or hey, on the FAQs, give me 10 common FAQs for realtors. Like, you can go further and further with this. So I just did a very little basic prompt, and this is what it gave me. So, and you could also ask for scripts. Give me scripts for market trend videos for a realtor. So you can really get assistance with it all the way throughout, through ChatGPT, or of course Googling. Like if you Google that, you're going to get a lot of ideas too. Perfect. And then, so who is using video and where at this moment? Maybe we'll just do a little round the table. So Misty, where are you using?
Well,
video?
on the whole, getting the content, you want me to show what I had put together for ways while you're on that subject?
Yeah, was there way? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
so social media strategies. ways that you can, why is it not? Here we go. 12 months. Here's a way that you can get 12 months worth of content. First of all, what's your niche? It's always really a good idea to find, like, you know, Neil's gonna be like the elk dude, like he's got his like moose thing on there, you know, and so he'll be remembered by that if it flows in everything that he does. So, you know, his niche is going to be, what's your niche, Neil?
Well, it's more to do with outdoors, but yeah, that's it.
Outdoors, certain area, making that clear and defined that you are the expert in real estate for somebody in that way. So that's a great foundation for him, because it's different, right? It's memorable. So finding a niche. Misty, what's one of your niches?
Rollerblading.
She stands out for that, right? It's memorable.
And the educational realtor, like,
pick any kind of thing that you're passionate about. Misty was saying not Misty, but Melissa was saying the other day, she was like, oh, I was out with my kids. How can I turn this into real estate? You know, how can I make a real estate video while I'm here on vacation with the kids? And so she could be the you know, the real estate mom. She's the one that's the swim mom real estate, you know, and that's, you know, she knows the needs of that demographics. It could be new home buyers. It could be, I know Suzanne was saying that, you know, her passion is frontliners, right? First responders. Having a niche is a great place to start when trying to figure out what is your strategy, what's going to be your industry disruptor, what are you going to be memorable for. Our business coach says all the time, all the real estate agents are all doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing. They're all plugging the same thing. Being different is better than being better, because there's always going to be somebody better. So finding a niche is a great foundation to start.
Can you guys hear her?
Pardon me? Can you hear me? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Okay. Just like Patrick said, so after you get your niche, you can Google 12 questions. And to give value to your clients, you answer questions. Misty does this all the time in the car. I love it. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh. She goes, okay, do you know who pays for an inspection? Do you know, what to do with mold? I don't know. Like there's so many aspects. So if you just take your niche, add it to real estate, Google or AI it, it'll develop for you, just like Patrick said, questions, and boom, that's 1 month's worth. If you take those 12 questions, that is your month's worth of, or a year's worth of content, 12 of those. And then you can break those down by 4 different sections for each of the questions that answer it, and define it a little bit more, give more value, give your clients and others education and a reason to want to listen to you. One of the things that I did for to help an agent with social media was we did different themes for each day of the week. So Monday was like Mindset Monday. Tuesday was Tip Tuesday. Could be anything home desire, cleaning, spring cleaning. Could be anything. Could be recipes or whatever. Wednesdays were, like your winning Wednesdays. We have, scheduled where it's like, what are some of the things that successes from your clients that you could post. Thursdays could be when you post open houses coming up for the week, and you could even shout out all of our agents who's got an open house. put it out on there and give them content for people to go see, even if it's not your own. Fun Friday. This is something where you could actually put something out there, and you don't have to like label each one of these. This is just an idea for you to structure, to come up with ideas for content for your social media. So you don't have to define it as Fun Friday, but on Friday, just think in your mind, what fun thing can I post? You do something fun. Making it personable is okay. There should be a certain percentage of you being you, and not just being all about, come buy from me, come buy from me, come buy from me. You know, let me sell your house, let me sell your house. They want to know that you're a real person. If you look on Christine's stuff, she's involved in Rotary. She's involved in Polka Dot Powerhouse. She's involved in Chamber. All of those kind of things. Show the fun, show the community side. And then I think we did like Dreaming Saturday. Saturday, we would put different things with dream building. You could just look up like beautiful homes and start posting great homes. And then Sunday could be a family day, you know, do something about your family or gratitude. That's a way that you can structure Monday through Sunday ideas of content. January through December, ideas of value that you can give to your clients. And boom, that's it. Watch your following grow.
Nice. Thank you for that. On that, wanted to piggyback, like Ginamarie was saying, definitely recommend do not do all real estate. You want to have a balance. These algorithms change all the time too. It used to be like a third business, 2/3 personal. I don't know the current one right now, but I do at least no more than 50% real estate is what I'd recommend. Like if you're doing constant real estate and it's not super engaging or providing a ton of value, people are going to not engage with it more, scroll past it more, and therefore it's going to go, the algorithm is going to penalize it. It's going to be seen less. And then overall your posts start getting seen less. So even when you do post something amazing, it gets less exposure. So definitely want to definitely recommend having a nice little balance, and just kind of like all this stuff. Think about it how you are. If you see somebody else that's posting just constantly how awesome they are or what they sold or how much money they made or blah, 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 you know, and it's not like, especially if you're not in the market for a house, you're probably not going to be like really interested. Just like, okay, right on. Patrick sold another home. Good for him. He's rich. I'm not. Like, it's just gonna, so keep in mind, like you're trying to provide, like people go on their phone all day long. People go on their phones to scroll around, but they also like, they get to choose what they scroll around on to some extent. So by engaging in stuff, they see more of it. By not, they see less of it. So that's where asking those poll questions, etc., gets you a lot of engagement. When you're educating, you're providing value, gets you a lot of engagement. And then it really helps to have that balance where people can see the real side of you, whether it be your family, whether it be your downtime, how you like to drink your coffee, whatever it may be. I think getting kind of a nice little balance of those different types of content is good. And then where Ginamarie was saying, when I worked in social media for a startup, we did like, we called it content buckets. It was like, okay, educational. What can we educate people on? Entertaining. What can we entertain people on? Funny, like whatever, or hilarious or ridiculous. What can we do this on? Updates, upcoming things where we have in progress or projects that are in the works, etc. So maybe, yeah, like I felt that was much easier for me because it wasn't so overwhelming. It wasn't like Tuesday, I need to post something. Should I do this? Should I do this? Oh, okay, I'm just going to go out of one of these buckets and I'll take one. And I probably wouldn't recommend doing it every day of the week in the beginning if you're not already, because then you'll be overwhelmed and probably like, then you don't do it for a couple of days, you feel bad about it, don't go back to it. It's like a next week thing. So if you're not posting at all, hey, maybe start, I'm going to do once a week, twice, or once during the week, once on the weekend, and then go from there and build on it. But it's, and then, because you want to be consistent with it too. So if you create yourself a daily posting kind of frequency and you can't keep up with it, then you're going to end up hurting yourself in the end, if that makes sense.
The other thing that I used to do when I was doing content for Wesley, which I haven't done in a long time since he switched from being full-time agent and part-time business owner to being full-time business owner and part-time agent, is I would go away for the weekend. I'd block off the weekend. Melanie and I would go away, and I would make graphic after graphic after graphic, just pull stuff in, and I would have a designated weekend with my girlfriend. We would go away, and I would just plug all of that in a and just drip it out on those days, so that I wasn't doing it every day. At least I had a little arsenal that I could just pull out things and type something in and it'd be ready to go.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Like, these don't always have to be like live and current. Like, nobody really knows. So maybe your content bucket is like crazy things I see in a house, like purple kitchens and just got like crazy bathrooms or whatever. Like, so that would be a cool, but so anytime you're showing a house and you see something wild, some crazy colored wall, some crazy setup, take a picture of it. Doesn't mean you need to post it right then. Put it in a folder, just have a folder in your iPhone, crazy house photos, just keep dumping those in there. And then anytime, then you have all your photos in one folder, and maybe you decide every Wednesday, I'm going to post a crazy, or every time I don't know what to post, I'll post a crazy house photo, whatever it is. So these people don't know always, like, obviously if you do it like where the weather can be seen or the date or something, or if it's a holiday, people will know when it's shot, but most, like, as far as house showings, nobody really knows like when you saw that purple kitchen. Maybe a realtor did because they saw it too, but who cares? Then they're going to engage with it and help your algorithm and whatever. Nobody cares. Like, so yeah, like getting yourself a little arsenal. A lot of you already have it, like, especially with the non-real estate stuff. You're gonna have stuff with your kids, your family, you know, how you eat, how you live, whatever, roller skating, playing hockey, surfing, whatever it is that you do. So a lot of stuff we already have. Does anybody have anything that they use regularly or kind of go to, or to kind of add on to this content part of the discussion? Nothing? Nada? All right.
Misty, do you use a teleprompter?
No.
No.
You do such a good job. I'll turn you guys on to it. When I was doing my podcast, we would use sometimes we would be big VU.
Yeah, that
is a teleprompting app that you can use. And you can load in your content, and it can be running while you're being videoed. Misty, you are amazing. I thought for sure you were using that because your content is so good and you are so articulate.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you do a great job. So I watched somebody the other day, and I could tell that they were I could tell that they were reading something, but you could tell that it was like above the camera. They were reading it because their eyes went above the camera. So the beauty of this app is that it will, you know, it runs in front of you, and you can slow down the pace and everything.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that app again, Ginamarie?
It's called Big VU. I don't know, can you see that?
Yeah, so that's a really so a great tool if you're talking a lot, especially if you're doing like a big intro video. I do want to warn you, like, if you're just shooting little videos, going through houses and stuff, I think that might make it a little more complicated, and I don't want you guys to like take on too much and be like, oh, now I got to learn this new app and enter in all my verbiage and learn how to read it while I'm videoing, blah, 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 blah. So it's good, really cool if you're like doing long videos or real specific content where you want to elaborate things and articulate things really well, but I wouldn't recommend it for like a little house tour.
Yeah, oh, definitely not for a house tour. But you know what? Something that you guys should consider doing and talking about repurposing and being able to put on your social media is all of you should have a video introduction for your high note for your clients.
Okay, awesome.
And that is we just did one for Wesley, and I had a deadline for it, so it was like it was done very quick, but that's a great thing to have. And then that's something you could just plop in. I've heard that you should reintroduce yourself once a month, what you do. Just a graphic that's your business card. Just keep that out there, keep that up there. That's something that's really easy to reuse. A video like that you have made that you can
Handed a job in new home sales, and now here I am.
So I'm going to share something with y'all.
Patrick, your voice changed.
Welcome to the Misty Show. So this is exactly where I was going with this. I wanted to talk about this. So I think this would be a great project that you will be able to use for like ever, at least for the next year or two, till you decide to do something more, and we can repurpose it. So I think it'd be really cool if everybody decided to make an intro video, like Ginamarie was just saying, and we can use this in several places. So Misty has one that she made, and it goes out automatically anytime she gets a lead. Once they go to Chime, it immediately emails them from Chime her intro video. Just a little video to introduce myself. Boom. Also, we can add these to our Zillow profile. So on your Zillow profile, you can actually have a profile video. So you can add that to your profile video or to your Zillow profile. So
does she have it on her profile?
What's that?
Does Misty have it on her profile?
I don't know. I haven't looked yet. I just actually found out we can actually do this recently.
Awesome.
But I'll put that in the Slack because I'm actually on our account, not viewing it as a customer. But so you can add a video to your profile. You can add it to Chime. We can add it. We can create. So me and Ginamarie are meeting after this to completely we created a full seller presentation on High Note, and now we're revamping the buyer presentation. And so we'll have that for you guys, I think, within a week. That'll be ready to go in High Note, where you're going to have a little buyer presentation, a buyer's roadmap, little educational graphics and content for them. But I think it would be the best if you have an intro video at the top. And again, we use this. I recommend the same video for all of it. Intro video at the top of your High Note, same intro video for your Zillow profile, same intro video that goes out to all of your leads in Chime. Same intro video you can just have on your phone. So when you meet somebody, you could send it to them. You can repurpose, you can put it on your Facebook. You can repost it on all of your social media every 6 months if you want, every 3 months, whatever it may be. I
actually have something out to Jake to see if we could get some kind of filming, like one of those, maybe where they could put their little mark on it afterwards, and we could just run through a bunch of agents on a certain day, and you guys have your scripts ready to go and film to where we can do something in one day and help you guys with all of that. Possibly instead of doing our pictures like we've done on the holidays.
That will be interesting to see what they say about that.
Do a video. So we're trying to get the pricing down a little bit. So to make it, cost effective for everybody. But honestly, I think something's better than nothing. I mean, I took Wes's and I spliced it together with some other images just to make it work, because he couldn't memorize anything fast enough in the amount of time we had. And he wasn't working off of my video. We had Lisette videoing it. So.
And for this, I want to say that too, just start with something. You don't need to have anything super professional, because then it's gonna be something you'll put off. The more professional is, the bigger it is. So you think you got to be more prepared and maybe procrastinate too. So it's like this big thing. Just you could shoot it straight from your computer, get on a Zoom meeting, but nobody else is there, and just shoot it there if you want. It doesn't have to be you don't need a freaking tripod and lighting and the perfect conditions. I would do it and if you wanted to do it, if you're struggling to do it all in one sitting, do it several different things. So maybe one, you're in a house answering one question or covering one part of your intro. Maybe the next you're at the office. Maybe the next you're at whatever in a store. I don't know.
And another thing that you can do is just reach out to a couple of the other agents and say, hey, let's get together and do this together. Misty, I'll hold the camera while you do it. Melissa, I'll hold the camera while you do it. You know what I mean? And then just tag team it, and And that's kind of an accountability too, to where you'll be like, all right, she's coming over on Tuesday. We're supposed to do this. We're going to get it done.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great way to do it. Team up. But I just do it. Like, even if it's super basic from your phone, it's better than nothing going out. I mean, as long as you don't do anything terrible on camera. So yeah, I'd say just start with something, and no matter what, like if you want to do a professional one, if you do one before that, it will make your professional one better. So you're going to get more out of the one you actually pay for. So I would really recommend just doing one. I'll just share the one Misty gave me approved that I could just share hers on Slack. So I'll just put that out there so you guys can kind of see it. It's like 5 questions, nothing too crazy. I don't think it goes like into like why she's such an amazing realtor. It's more kind of like random life questions, but it's great. It shows you're human, especially when we're trying to like humanize ourselves to these Zillow leads who just think of us as this big platform of people they can take advantage of. So you're trying to like really be relatable and humanize yourself with them. So yeah, I highly recommend that. And we can repurpose the heck out of it. And then of course, like you guys are doing with social media. And then I think the last thing was just saying repurpose stuff. So if you're doing stuff on Facebook and you don't have your Facebook and Instagram linked, and you do have an Instagram, like use it on both. Or, you know, like we had mentioned, if you shoot a little video tour for a lead, try to maybe if you're referring to their name, cut out that part and post the rest on social media. Hey, what do you guys think about this house? I thought it was pretty cool, but $650, I don't know. You guys think red kitchen is the new trend these days, or should we stick with purple? Whatever, like something ridiculous. You can ask ridiculous questions. People like that stuff. So, and then you can also do stuff where you don't have to like do video. Of course, you can do a lot of these things without video, like these poll questions. Hey, what is the worst experience you've had with a realtor? You know, whatever, a million different questions you can come up with in real estate. And people love the posts I see that get the most engagement are these question ones. Like, even if it's like, whatever, what's your favorite thing to eat after whatever on a cold day, or what? These are very generic. I'm shooting from the hip here, but if you run out of ideas, hit up ChatGPT. They'll have a bunch for you. So I think that's like the majority of what we wanted to cover here. Send it to their leads. Oh, the last thing I would say is video. I think we cover this a lot. Most of you guys are all part of our regular meetings and showing up, but like use your video for your new leads before you meet them to try to can't minimize no-shows on appointments. I do that for Tinder. I do that all the time. Like, I do a lot of this stuff the same as I would on Zillow as I do on Tinder. Like, it's kind of working the same stuff here. But try to like humanize.
He's booking an appointment. He's
I repurpose the heck out of it.
In case you're not interested in me.
I repurpose my videos. I send the same video. I don't say the name. Hey, just want to reach out, see how you're doing. Let me know how your schedule is.
You need to be careful which
20 people.
You gotta be careful which videos you repurpose though, Patrick. Be careful.
I have 2 different phones for Tinder phone, work phone. But really, like, all that stuff helps. Like when you send a video.
It's true. You will set yourself apart if you have a video. When I was dating, I would use the video all the time too. And it's a third dimension, and it's personable, and yeah.
Yeah, they see you, you're real. It gives you a chance to like, yeah, again, further humanize yourself, further build a rapport. Again, because these people, like a lot of times online, I don't think they consider Zillow as human. It's just this big old platform of houses and some big old conglomerate that like makes a bunch of money. So what can I get from it? So it's all about kind of like, yeah, we are part of that. We're a partner, but we want to separate individualize ourselves from being just a Zillow person or a Zillow rep. So yeah, I think that stuff really helps video when you first connect. Before an appointment, I would do that if I haven't met him yet. Hey, on my way, just want to make sure we're good to go. Let me know if you want a coffee, whatever it is, however your process is, but using videos. And then again, you can create stuff that just don't refer to a name, and just you always have it to repurpose. Like you could create that one be careful with this stuff. If it's like, hey, I'm on my way to the appointment, see you soon, and you're wearing blue, and then you show up in red, they're gonna know something was off. But like, you can be careful with your repurposing. But yeah, try to create stuff that you can reuse. I would always try to create that mind. How can I like reuse this or make the next time I do it easier?
You know what? Another thing that you could do, I reached out to one of Wes's clients and I asked for a video testimony. And she gave me a video testimony and I spliced it up so that I could use it in different areas. So you could have other people doing that for you on your behalf.
Well, yeah, that reminds me. I highly recommend that when you close. If you're obviously getting a picture when you're closing, but getting a little video, like I think it'd be freaking awesome. And you always have that. Like you could use that in high note presentations, on your social media, in email campaigns. Like you always just have that. You can reuse that all the time. You can also like use that to stay in touch with your past clients. Like, hey, 1 year ago, remember shooting this video? Wow, how's everything going in the new home? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, you have that always there. So yeah, that's a really good call. Like video is not going anywhere. AI might be taking over a lot of things and things are evolving in the world and technology, but I don't see video becoming anything but more prevalent, becoming stronger and more viable use of communication and to provide value and convert more leads, etc. So yeah, I don't think this is something you're going to learn and all of a sudden the technology's gone and you got to learn something else. Like video will be a skill and a tool you'll be able to use and leverage for as long as I can see forward. Cool. Does anybody else have any questions? Any stuff we didn't really cover or that they maybe think we should discuss or anything to add?
I would just add, when you're doing, Patrick and you and I talked about this, but when you're doing your video and then you go to post it on your Instagram, use the music that they have that's going viral. And then that way it's going to push your reel out, out to that area. But you have to use their music. You can't bring TikTok music over to Instagram because they're going to see that and not, it's going to mess with the algorithm or whatever. So that's one thing Trevor had said too, he's like, make sure you're using the music on each platform on your video. And then that gets you like more,
more views, more exposure. Yeah, good ad. Yeah, exactly. And like the repurposing can get a little difficult. So you can't just like post something on TikTok and then post it the same, like record it from your phone and post it on Instagram and Facebook. Like they try to make these things a little more difficult. There is some workaround sometimes, but it's constantly changing. So you literally have to Google it, like how to repurpose TikTok video to Instagram. And sometimes there are tricks, like you can do it and change this setting and do this. I knew some a few years ago when I was like working social media, but I'm sure they're outdated. So if you're trying to do that, just do a little research on it, see what you can and can't do. But yeah, adding anything you can add. But again, making it where it's something you can easily do and it's not going to cause you to not do it. So I don't post a lot of social media because I try to make my stories all super decked out with location and music and this and that. And it becomes a huge project and I have 1,000 videos to go through. So that's why I do social media like once a month. I get all motivated, I do it, and then I disappear. But so I've created myself a little system and a bar for myself that is something I don't feel like reaching all the time. So like keep it simple for yourself and just build on it. And then you'll learn as you go. Again, like when I started stories, I knew nothing. And now I think I know stories pretty well, but it was just after doing it a few times and realizing, oh, I can add music. I can remove captions or have captions. I can, add hashtags. I can hide hashtags. I can do all these little things. So it's a lot of it's just get in there and learn. And then of course, if there's one area you want to learn, like how to do TikTok, well, maybe call Misty, or you can just like YouTube how to do TikTok. And there will be like a lot of little trainings on that, 5 minutes to an hour, depending on how deep you want to go with it. Cool. Good.
One thing real quick, on your point and Misty's point, what I've been doing, and obviously it'll change because they do that to us, but if you're putting a video or like a reel on Instagram, if you start there and you add your little GIFs and words or captions or whatever, Instagram lets you download the videos from the reels, right? So you can download your video that you've edited from Instagram onto your phone, and it'll go into your photo file. So then you can reshare from there. So it's like a originated from your phone versus resharing from Instagram to Facebook. You can actually download it to your phone and then use it as if it's a new video onto Facebook. So that's one thing I've been doing. But the sound, to Misty's point, you have to redo the music, but at least it'll have your little GIFs and shapes or captions that you've added from Instagram.
Boom, good call. You know, you could do that on Facebook too. I didn't actually know you could do it from Instagram. So from Facebook you can, but you have to make the story into a reel. And then once the reel is posted, then you can open that reel saved to your phone. And it does come with the music, I think, because that's how I'll try to make it as a post on Instagram. I'll take the little story, make it as a post so it has the music. But there are there are glitchy stuff. Like if you create a story in Facebook and it automatically shares to Instagram, the music won't go with it. Music will only show up on Facebook. It won't show up on your Instagram. So if you're planning on that music being a huge piece of your content, the content's going to not be so amazing. So just something to know. And I think vice versa. If I put music on Instagram, it doesn't sync over to Facebook, but everything else does. So there are some things that they just do that make it a little more difficult, but things to be aware of. But again, that's why you can't always be perfect. You just pick whatever you can do and go with the best of it. Like I have most of my following is on Facebook. So I post there, let the rest go to Instagram. If it doesn't have music, cool. Sucks for them. They can get on my Facebook if they want to hear music. So maybe if I start focusing more on Instagram, I'll switch that up. But just kind of depends where you're focusing. Cool. Well,
you can't do your best, you do the best you can.
We will end with that. That was it right there. Nice. Well, cool. I'm glad y'all showed up. I hope this helped or brought some value. Thank you guys for all the engagement. This is a cool class. I learned in here. So what's cool is a lot of you guys are already leveraging video a lot. So really, really cool to spend an hour discussing all this with you guys. Thank you, Ginamarie, for bringing all the punch and zazz here.
This was great. Thank you so much.
So welcome.
You're welcome.
I will be rewatching. There's a lot of good nuggets in here.
Cool. Well, yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to repurpose this, put it on ACU, and we will have a video to refer back to. So awesome. And I'll try to summarize some of this stuff and put it in the Slack post with the video. And yeah, obviously feel free to reach out with any video ideas, questions, etc. And we would love to help you put together the intro video. So as you're progressing on that, please reach out to us if there's any way we could help. Oh, look at that.
Melissa.
Nice. There you go. That's a great video right there. That is a great social media. Just boom. Like that's an awesome post.
The beautiful background right there.
Yeah, that's a perfect video. All right. Awesome. Yeah. Well, have a great Tuesday. Thank you again. Ginamarie, I'm going to hop off for like 2 minutes and hop back in.
Okay. I'll wait.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Bye now. Bye, y'all.